Welcome back, everybody. We are here live at Gamescom 2014, and joining us right now is one of the awesome people from the Heroes of Might and Magic staff extraordinaire. Beautiful people over here, but not just you. Soma's also joining us. You know a thing or two about this game.
How's it go? I love Heroes of Might and Magic.
That trailer, there was a handsome, scarred man in that. He looked a little bit like Brad Pitt.
He was sexy.
He was sexy, but he had that scar over his face.
I liked his voice.
Did that make did the scar make him ugly, or did the scar make him sexy?
That added personality.
Added personality.
Everyone at that table was jelly. They were like, I wish I had locks.
Then everybody
like that.
became glass. What was up with that?
What were we looking at?
Yeah, what was up with that trailer? What were we looking at?
We were looking at 4 of the 6 factions that will be in the game. You know, in this kind of game, strategy game, there are factions, races, nations, whatever. And we wanted this time to symbolize them in a different way. So going through the stained glass window and seeing things that are happening, but in a symbolic way, showing the various factions of the game. The classic ones that players of Might and Magic would expect. The Knights of the Holy Empire, the Shining Knight in armor, we call it the Haven faction, and then the Necromancers, one of the most favorite factions from the
back.
They all looked happy to be there. They looked friendly. They were just chilling.
The
orc guy, he was happy.
He was happy. They all unite together because this is a time of civil war in the Holy Empire, and the Empress is dead, the family, the relatives, so no one on the throne, the dynasty is gone. There's this new Duke rising, and he's a general. He wants to pacify the land, but he doesn't see himself as an emperor. So all the factions, the neighboring factions, come together and they say, "Hey, man, you're supposed to be the emperor. You're a good guy, an honorable. We want you on the throne. So we'll teach you lessons from our people, like lessons from the past, legendary heroes, and they will teach you how to be a good leader of man." So awesome. they unite in a council, tell stories. So each story, of course, is a campaign or campaigning the whole story for the game. And he will, in the end, become emperor. It's recent history. People know that. Those who are familiar with our lore.
Yeah, so I told you earlier, I played Heroes 2 and 3 when I was a young lad, when I was a little nerd, no friends, getting made fun of all the time. That's a dark past, but I loved that game. I spent hours upon hours playing that game. What is new in number 7? What's different? Have you guys evolved?
Since number 3, yes. Obviously the move in 3D, but we've done that in the past with Hero 5, Hero 6. A new setting, a new world, again, created by Ubisoft Ashan. That's really a common setting for all the Might and Magic games. In terms of gameplay features, what is funny is that in Hero 7, what is new is going back to what is old, ancient, and proven. In Hero 6, we tried a lot of innovations to the classic formula. Some of them were really popular with the fans, so they will still be here, slightly improved, etc. Others were felt as it's not exactly what we expect from a Heroes game.
But you listened. We
listened a lot.
That's great.
We are connected to the community websites. We have a private forum with fans pouring their input and feedback. We made a post-launch survey to really know what was happening with this game. So Hero 7 is really taking the best from Hero 3, Heroes 4, Heroes 5, Hero 6, putting it together, answering the fans, and going one step beyond in terms of connecting them, involving them in the development of the game. We have this website, mmh7.com, that's not a typical marketing product website. It's really fans get in, register, become part of what we call the Shadow Council, because they will be like secret advisors to this emperor. And they will basically be in direct connection with us developers, Ubisoft and Limbic, the guys behind the game, viewing our logs, knowing everything about the game and how we develop it, commanding, sharing feedback, expressing wishes, and more importantly, voting on key features of the game. Some of them are like set in stone, but others are, hey guys, what do you want? We could do that or that. Same amount of time, roughly same amount of money for us. Choose, or vote. And we start by the vote of, I told you we have 6 factions in the game, but only 4 in the trailer. So the first vote is faction number 5. Pick it up. Elves or dwarves? They're here at the Gamescom in cosplay and stuff, and they give you badges, vote for me. That's the idea. Vote for faction number 5, and then later you'll vote for faction number 6, etc.
Awesome.
So that's the idea.
That's great. That's great. Now, I know you also came here with some other video.
Yeah.
And so why don't we take a look at that, and you can help us understand what's going on as well.
Exactly. If you're not familiar with the Heroes game, understand in roughly 3 minutes how it looks like and plays.
Sure.
Awesome. Let's check it out.
So Might and Magic Heroes is really like the king of turn-based medieval fantasy strategy games. So the view you'll see here in a moment is really what we call the strategic view on the adventure map, in which you see a whole territory. Here we are in the Haven faction landscape, so the knights in holy in shiny armor, so it's typical of medieval Europe. Your town is really your central hub, that's where you start your empire. This is a fully developed town, an endgame town. You may own several of these in the end of the game. You start from there, you build fortifications, you build buildings that will give you advantages on the adventure map, but most importantly, you build creature dwellings to hire troops. This will define your army and allow you to go into battle. You have one of the slight innovations of the game here is engines like these catapults that are able to influence directly the adventure map and not just the battle map. So for instance here we use it to destroy those incoming creatures from our neighbor.
Titans, right?
Titans, yeah.
I remember.
Like archetypal creature.
I told you, my throng of imps, I could take on Titans.
Wow.
Beat the game with a throng of imps. That's my challenge to you guys out there. I did it. It took a long time. I was a nerdy 12-year-old. I had a plan set, and actually, the first time in my life, a plan actually worked out for me. But yeah, Titans they're one of the end game creatures that you can get.
We call them
very
champion
powerful.
creatures.
Yes.
Champion class.
They're awesome. Yeah.
So this is the typical battle map coming. As you can see, it looks like a chessboard, but it plays like Pokemon. Your hero stands at the back and he's sending the creatures, giving them like spells, beneficial spells or orders, harassing the enemy with offensive spells. And the idea usually is to defeat the other guy.
Look at that Titanfall.
Oh!
That's good. I was thinking about that.
I get it. Oh, how many minutes were you brewing that?
All year.
That's a lot of minutes, John. That's a lot. So visually, I got to say the game looks gorgeous. Yeah. It looks a little different from 2 and 3. I got to tell you, it looks updated, man.
It does.
It looks beautiful, dude.
So the new engine for this game is Unreal 3, which has two advantages for us. Making it really nice and immersive with weather effects and stuff like that, but also super modding tool. We really want the community, when the game is released, to take it, do mods, do levels, do campaigns, share it with the community. They're very active, they like to do it. With Heroes 6, it was a proprietary engine that was not so easy to tweak unless you were really a coder. So we felt we disappointed the community on that. So Heroes 7, day one modding tools. We want that.
So one of my favorite things about Heroes is the mods and the user-created campaigns. Are you still allowing people to do that? Because I loved the Greek mythology one, like I was saying before. You play as a god. You know, you play as Artemis, or you play as Aphrodite or Zeus or whatever. And that was one of my favorite parts about Heroes back in the day. You guys are still allowing that, right?
We definitely, again, we listen to the community. We know they want to do it again. Of course, in 3D it's harder than when it used to be 2D on tiles and stuff. But with Unreal and the tools that go with it, and the ones we will build to make it even easier for them, definitely we want them to mod everything. And if they do anything like a Star Wars or whatever mod of our game, we'll upload. You know,
that's awesome.
Or going back to the roots of the ancient universe before Ubisoft, because like we preferred when it was a bit sci-fi with androids and blasters, and it used to be like that in the past. So
that's
no problem.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
No, that's rad stuff, man. So do you think there's ever going to be a time of peace? We're on number 7, right? You think Heroes 8 will be, we just hang out and we farm and...
What is up with you and vegetation?
Let me just ask, what is up with everybody always making games about fighting and killing, and what about peace, man?
Violence is obviously fun,
awesome.
and that's what people want.
All right, fair enough.
My answer to that would be at Ubisoft, we already have a couple of games like that.
Oh, that's right.
Especially at Blue Byte, if you want to play Anno, you will build and
wait, tell me
you
more.
will be eco-friendly, so do it.
What? There's games out there like that already?
Who would have known? Quivering.
I didn't know. Oh yeah, I'm getting ready. Lots of clicking. Oh man, well thank you so much. Is there anything else? I mean, I know you're a fan of the franchise. It's jumped a little bit from 3 to 7,
I know.
which is crazy.
That's a quantic leap, right?
I didn't know that said 7. I thought it said V.
Roman numerals.
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, you must be educated someday. You know?
All I know how to do is
he knows about mythology and
sleep,
Roman letters.
stream, repeat. That's all I know how to do.
I saw that shirt floating around.
That's all I know how to do.
Honestly, I've been a fan of the franchise since I was like 12 years old. I think it's awesome. The evolution that I've seen on screen, it looks beautiful to me. I want to play it.
Okay.
And that's coming out when?
2015.
2015.
Specific date, depending also on the fan contribution.
Sure.
You know? Yeah, it will take time for us to get together, agree, and do everything they
totally.
want. Everything they want.
Awesome.
Everything that can be done and that they want.
Any final thoughts? Anything you wanna say to everyone at home?
Joel, I think I've summed it up pretty well in terms
Sure.
of what kind of content players can expect, how it looks, the fact that we really invite people to go on the mmh7.com and participate in the game development. So yeah, that's about it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we'll be back with more live coverage here at Gamescom 2014.